My name's Thomas Waddle. This is the Whisky Sour Hour. And after last week, we're moving into the trilogy of movie and TV chats. We're to get back Jordan McCabe, that effing guy. How's things, my man?
Hey man, how are you doing? A bit good? All good? All good? All good? All good? I've nothing else to say. All good.
Nice one. Jordan, obviously. Oh no, I was just about to say Jordan. Obviously, has his YouTube channel, that effing guy. You're doing your hot takes. There's been a lot. You've been very active over the summer season.
Yes.
So I thought there's no better time than just to kind of wave the summer away into the kind of the autumn, the fall, as the Yankees say. And we'll just kind of go for it because there is some big things coming out. But just looking back, obviously, it's been quite a big year.
Yeah.
For TV and film, and I think it'd be good to kind of just put the nice bow on this trilogy of podcasts.
Yes,
it's been good.
Yeah.
But all good apart from that. What's been happening in the kind of land of that effing guy? What's been going on?
Nothing much. I've not even done a review for the Fantastic Four yet. I'm a very, very lazy content creator. Like I'll do some stuff and then I'll stop and I'll slow down and I'll do some stuff and I'll stop and then I'll do like a bulk of like 40 videos and then I'll upload 20 and be like, it's too late to upload the other 20, bugger it. I'm basically currently going through a massive backlog of all the movie news that I've missed over the last couple of weeks. I'm getting ready to go into my Uncle Jed's. It's not a podcast. He's made that clear. It's not a podcast. It's a chat show on YouTube. Chat with Jed and Co.
Nice
one. I'm filming that on Saturday, the 20th of September. He's uploading his latest one at some point over the next week or so, and it's Sanjeev. Is it Sanjeev Kohli? Basically, Naveed from Still Game.
Naveed from Still Game.
Yes, he's interviewed him.
I've seen him he's been doing the rounds in the kind of chat shows recently. Supping in a can and stuff. So no, it's very cool. Very cool.
Oh, he's in the current Iron Brew advert.
See, I'll be.
And he literally is playing the. He's near enough playing the beats.
I've heard people talk about it. I've no sorry you. Usually, I am adverts. I think anybody in Scotland, maybe in West, kind of Central Belt, but certainly Scotland. It's an event. Everybody still knows who Raoul is. After the Iron Brew adverts.
Yeah.
So.
And the wee fanny advert and everything like they're great adverts. They really are. They do also.
Your mum was a fanny. Your granny was a fanny.
Aye. They're kind of like they're basically Scotland's sort of kind of like cinematic events. They're TV events. Every time a new advert comes out, you're just like, oh my god! It's like the is it Debenhams, the Christmas advert? What was it? No, it's not.
John Lewis, mate.
John Lewis. Sorry, John Lewis. It's like the John Lewis Christmas advert. Every year you're driven to tears after 2.5 minutes of just glorified, it's lovely. So our Iron Brew advert is essentially our John Lewis advert, only you're not crying, you're laughing your head off.
Aye. Usually the granny driving into the store with the mugging.
Remember that one?
Ram Raid. Aye. Just when you said the John Lewis, what's your favourite John Lewis advert? Do you have one?
Do you know what? The one that comes to mind, there's a lot of the tearjerker ones, but I think he's running at the time when Rocket Man's coming out, so about 2019, 2019, I think Rocket Man came out. Yeah. And it was a celebration of Elton John. So we had like a little transition of like a young Elton John running about, blah 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 blah, and it was like his first piano, and they were trying to say it was a John Lewis piano. Bullshit. But anyway, let's go for the story. So it was like all the John Lewis things, and it actually drove me to tears because I was just like, I don't really care about Elton John. Not that I've never really been a massive Elton John fan. Like I like some of his music, but I've never really been a massive fan. But after the movie, I was like, I'm hooked to this guy. So when the advert came out, I was watching it, I was like, oh, it's so lovely because you like when you watch his story and the shit he's been through, like it's lovely. But there was what was it? Oh, there's been so many tearjerker ones, and I mean, like it must be due. The new one must be due soon, like the next month or so. November, I think it's November, isn't it?
Well, I was about to say, obviously, you were saying about the Iron Brew advert. I don't really watch kind of live television.
I get them all on YouTube and TikTok.
well, that was it. So it was when I happened to have BBC on and I actually saw an advert for Strictly Come Dancing. I'm thinking to myself, that's a year by way. That's us.
Oh my god, I know. That starts this month, isn't it?
I think I'm going to pretend and say I was like, here we go. That's it starting.
No,
And then,
the one that really gets,
you know,
the one that really gets me though is when you start to see it's like a month until Dancing on Ice, and then you know, oh my god, it's almost 2026 because they usually drop their wee or I'm a Celeb, because I'm a Celeb's always December, so when you start seeing the wee, because they've already like laid the foundations of who's in it this year.
Yes.
So next it'll be the wee Ant and Dec doing their wee kind of like, it'll be like the koala doing the wee thing and all that kind of shit. And you're just like, oh my god, it's almost December. What the fuck?
I'm just quickly just putting the John Lewis stuff to bed. I'm going to be honest. I wanted to just double check there. It was 2012, the Climb, the Snowman one. That was the one with the power of love.
God, that was a tearjerker.
That was good, man. I think the music does a lot for that.
That's
To be
21.
Fair.
Was it 21? I was 21. Oh my god, it's 21.
I just thought I was a support worker, so that was like
that's nice. That's nice.
Well, anybody that works in care, this time of the year, usually it's what Saturday Night TV is like religion, so it's getting watched. So you would end up seeing all these adverts, and I think X Factor was on at the time, so pulling in 8-9 million viewers. So all the big adverts were held into that. That was that.
It must. But, do you just quickly though, like, see when you're watching, obviously you've seen a bit of Care Worker. See when you watch these tearjerker, because obviously they really, really pull at your heart. They really, really do. Like, there's moments where like they really do pull at it. Are you more emotional because you have done it? You've seen it on the front line of like the Care Worker.
Do you mean like the Care Worker ones and stuff like that? I'll be honest. I was no. I'm not saying I was too young to be doing it when I was a support worker. I done it.
Support work. Sorry.
No. Don't be silly. Care work support. I'm used to saying support work and that, and the clients and customers, that kind of thing. But no, I think. I was like 18 when I started, and I finished up when I was 28. I think I'd done like basically 10 years, and it was, I don't know, like it. I see. I know a lot of people that go out and they'll post comments about like frontline workers when COVID and stuff was going on and that. But it was like, I think that there's a vocal minority that it's I don't know. You go out and you do your job, and that was it. That's what it was to me. And I tried not to take it home, but it was one of the ones like, like. When I was doing respite, it was like it was a laugh, you know what I mean? The amount of actually, I used to have to like watch because I would always like book movie tickets, and it would be like Ant-Man. I remember specifically, so 2015, and I booked tickets for it, and I went into work, and they were like, "Oh, the guys are going to the cinema. You need to go and see Ant-Man," and I'm like, all right, and in my head I'm like, I've got tickets for this and I'm going to see it. So it's like you're going to a movie, you're making sure the guys are safe and stuff, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm trying not to look at the screen just because I don't want it spoiled for me. But it's one of the. It was I ended up seeing arguably the worst Daniel Craig one, Spectre. I ended up seeing that 3 times in the cinema, man. 3 times.
The worst.
Brutal.
I loved Spectre. I think
it had potential.
My least favourite, because I don't think he's got a worst one. My least favourite, I'd say, was Quantum of Solace.
I like that.
I don't know. It's not bad. Like he's never got a bad film, but no, a lot of the Bond fans do seem to dislike Spectre. But like, I loved Spectre. Like, it was so. Do you know what? I'll be honest. It was so dumb, but it just worked so well. Because I was just like, after the seriousness of Skyfall, we got a kind of stereotypical, slightly dumb Bond film. I'm just like, do you know what? See for the Daniel Craig era being dead serious, giving us a dumb one, but it's like, here's Blofeld. Oh, by the way, he's your half brother, or his dad adopted you. I can't remember the exact story.
So I was like, his dad adopted you, and then you were his favourite, so the jealousy. And then I was
like, do you know what? Fuck it. I'll take it. I'll ride the bus to the next stop. I'm like, I don't mind it at all. And I get it though. It is so dumb. And then when you get to the end, and it's like, it's Blofeld's lair, but he's not called Blofeld. He's Oppenhauser or something like it's called.
Hans Oberhauser or something.
And Hans Oberhauser. And you're like, he's Blofeld. He dressed like Blofeld. He's Blofeld. He's going to later, and he does the whole thing like Franz Stavros Blofeld. I'm just like,
Aye, something like I'm taking my maiden name.
He had the cat. I'm like, you literally had the cat there the whole time, and you're like, Oppenhauser, whatever you call him. Just like, no, Blofeld. The movie's called Spectre. You're the head of Spectre. You're called Blofeld. No, I'm Oppenhauser, or what he's called. I'm just like, you're Blofeld.
No, I know it's aye.
That was dumb, but it's fun. It's fun.
That's it. I know. So, looking back, obviously, I think probably films would be the easiest one for you to kind of start with. Obviously, I went over
right now.
the kind of films. It was kind of the 5 films that I saw over the I was going to say festive period because we're all talking about Christmas, but the summer period there. So when I went through it, I know you'd recently saw Sinners.
I finally saw Sinners. Yeah, I loved it. Absolutely.
See, I went in with it wrong. I think I'd said this during the time. I went in expecting From Dusk Till Dawn, and it's not like that at all. And I didn't think it was. It wasn't as fun as I was wanting. I thought it was a wee bit too long.
Do you know what? See, because obviously the last time we spoke, the first time I was on your channel or your podcast, sorry, you kind of prepared me to be like, right, just, go on and be like, right, don't expect this, blah, blah, blah. And I think because I went in with like mid expectations, I came out being like, that was fucking good. Like, and I get the whole sort of kind of clearly, like, and he probably will never say he has, but clearly Ryan Coogler was a massive fan of From Dusk Till Dawn. I don't know if it's been confirmed or anything like that, but he was clearly a massive fan, right? And it has got some. It's got some quirky little moments, though, because when they start to kind of like break it down, they're like, is that a vampire? Like, nah, it can't be a vampire. Is it? And then all of a sudden they're just lock and loaded and they'll just get the wood and they're just like, let's go for it. I thought, that's very From Dusk Till Dawn. I don't mind that. It's a more serious version.
I think I was probably a wee bit too hard on it because when you see the cast, you see the kind of talent. I had really high expectations.
Cast were
and it's just I was not underwhelmed, but I was just whelmed. It was, damning with faint praise, I suppose, is what you could say. But yeah, no, like, so you saw that recently. Was that at home or did you watch that at the cinema? Did you get a viewing?
I purchased I just rented it on Amazon. It was like $12.99 or was it $15.99? I don't know. I rented it off Amazon. I think I'd missed the boat. And it was like limited screenings. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, I'm not watching at 10 o'clock at night. So I rented it on Amazon Prime, and 2 was like 2.5 hours long. So it was long.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first hour, you are like, what's going on here?
It's a bit of setup at the beginning, and it does kind of drag on a wee bit.
And in the last hour and whatever, you're just like, oh, okay. The only thing I couldn't quite take in, and I get it, was all like the 1920s and that kind of jazz kind of scene. And all that kind of like southern, kind of like black music, all that kind of stuff. I thought it was all lovely. It was really nice in the cinematography, all that kind of stuff. But I wasn't quite. I don't quite understand. The one thing I don't really understand is the whole like, what's the music got to do with the? I don't know what the music has to do with all the.
I think.
I don't know. I don't know.
Remember in that kind of scene where you see, the
transition.
Aye. So I think it's just because it's like obviously, what is it they say? Plymouth Rock, we landed in Plymouth Rock, it landed in us, that kind of stuff. It was like, obviously they've came over as slaves, they've brought this culture with them, and it's just how that's molded and melded through the years, and it now is R&B.
Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, like, I'm not a massive music fan, so I don't get the love and passion of that. I'm just scared to watch a vampire film. Yeah. It was literally it. But no, I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I actually listed it on my Instagram. I said like it was one of my top 5 favorite films so far of this year. The other one being Superman, Fantastic Four, Bring Her Back, which was that was a tearjerker at the end, and then also 28 Years Later. Yes, I loved that. Absolutely loved that.
I think I left that one off my list. It was like, I really enjoyed it, but it felt like half a movie. So I was like, I wanted to just wait for the new ones and then kind of see how it is. So that's something I never spoke about it last week.
I get that, but there is a lot of. I mean, Alex Garland did say though, like, oh, they're all solo films, and one has a start, a middle, and an end, and 2 has a start, middle, and blah blah blah. But then when you watch 28 Years Later, I watched it again. Like I said, I actually purchased the digital release on Amazon Prime. And when I watched it again, I was like, yeah, there is a start, a middle, and end, but there's also a cliffhanger at the end. There's a lot of setup at the end. So you're like, you couldn't really watch it as just that's it. Like when you watch 28 Days Later, it just ends and that's it. And then the next one, it just ends and that's it.
Aye.
This
28
one,
weeks later,
yeah,
it was,
this one ends and you're just like, well, there's going to be another one.
No, absolutely.
I'm happy for.
The,
I'm happy for it.
well, I mean, is it? When I saw it, I was like, that can't be. I mean, is it like a gang of Jimmy Savile acrobats? Is that what it is?
Do you know what's funny though? Like, see Alex Garland and Danny Boyle and etc. They've not confirmed nor deny he is dressed up who we think he's dressed up as. All they've said is, I can't really remember actually if they have actually, if they've said like, I think the most, all they've said was in the 28 universe, he still was okay unless he gets killed by the infected, like whatever. So nothing comes out and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I try and look past that and just watch it.
Listen, I'm sure it'll be one of the movies. Like it'll keep you in the edge of your seat. I'm sure.
Yeah. What I've heard from the next one is Jack O'Connell, who plays Sir Jimmy Crystal, in the film. Supposedly he is actually like a proper standout, and you actually it does change your opinion. You're just like, oh, he's really, really good. He's like when you watch the 28 Years Later, my standouts for them was Ralph Fiennes, and the little kid. The little kid was phenomenal, like phenomenal. I love children in horror films because then you feel more like shit. Like it, like the kids in it, especially the kind of the actual movies, not the 90s miniseries. But like I know it sounds horrible, being a parent myself. When you watch a horror film, I like seeing kids in peril. I like seeing kids in like really getting tested. Like it makes it feel more realistic because you look at it and the kid is really you. The kid is the audience. The adults are just like, fuck it, we can kill this guy, we can do this, we can do that. Whereas the kids are just like, have you seen that thing? Are you joking me? They're fucking zombies. No, you're all right, thanks.
I think the quintessential kid character in horror movies has to be Newt for Aliens. You know, it must be.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic. She was well until it was like nearly 40 years ago. When it came to the opening of Alien 3, and you're just like, sorry, what did you just do there?
Aye, the less said about that, the better. To be honest,
and I don't mind Alien 3. Like it's
a good movie, but it's just the setup for Alien 2 was too good to pass up, and they passed it up. So
I know,
disappointing. Obviously, you mentioned kind of Superman, Fantastic Four. Those were mentioned. Which your kind of thoughts? Fantastic Four first. Like, what was? You were very high in it, and I went in.
Yeah.
I was again middle of the road because I think Marvel output has been so poor recently that even something like, I think if this had came out maybe like 10 years ago, in the middle of like the kind of home run after home run, I think people would have been a bit harder on it. I think people were happy with it just because it was purely and I want to say it, a competent film. Like it done nothing outstanding. The music was really good, like Michael Giacchino's score was amazing.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, because obviously the last time we spoke, Superman was out, and I gave my review for Superman, and I absolutely loved it. And then I think Fantastic Four hadn't come out yet. But yeah, the Fantastic Four First Steps. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. No, like if this was released like 10 years ago, if this was released like post Endgame, like it was like the first film post Endgame. Oh yeah, it would have been a roaring. I mean, it's not a success, but it would have been a roaring success.
I think you would have had obviously all the kind of goodwill from like the Endgame movies. I mean, look at I always get confused. Is it Spider-Man Far From Home or No Way Home? Whatever the last one was.
No Way Home.
I mean, it made nearly $2 billion.
Yeah.
I think like if you look, there's always like a kind of a shockwave after an Avengers movie comes out, because after the first Avengers, it was Iron Man 3. Iron Man hadn't came close to crossing $1 billion, and then it crosses $1 billion with the third one. Captain Marvel, which is again in that kind of same ballpark with the Fantastic Four.
I don't made $1 billion.
It's fine. It made $1 billion. Black Panther was its own thing. You know, it was like right in the kind of heat of the moment, and we'd mentioned obviously
that was one of my hot takes actually.
The creative teams. I think it's a fine movie, but again,
I think it's fine.
I think the action's poor, and I think the CG is
CG is atrocious. Yeah, the CG is atrocious.
And they always talk about the end fight, which is bad enough. But even like the car chase, and I think is it Seoul in Korea?
Yeah,
it's
atrocious.
It's terrible.
It's atrocious.
The best bit in it is the one take with the music and the camera kind of swings round when they're fighting in the casino.
Yeah,
that's it. But yeah, the
Black Panther was fine.
It is what it is.
It was fine. I think, and I don't want to. It's a touchy subject when it comes to like, because I spoke out about Black Panther in my hot takes video, and I spoke about. I think I've released that part. I've got part 4 to release. I think it's in part 4. I can't remember. But I've spoken about Black Panther for 3 years. I think it's a fine film. I think it's got a lot more love, a hell of a lot more love, because of obviously the sad passing of Chadwick Boseman, which it's horrible what happened to him. It really is, and I would have preferred if Marvel just carried on with Black Panther and just recast rather than being like, let's change this and let's do that. That's my views. So actually a lot of people have seen saying that though. But like, I really enjoyed Black Panther. I think it's a solid film, but it got a hell of a lot more push for like being a pretty basic Marvel film. Like, it's pretty standard. It's pretty bog standard.
Yeah, I don't even think. I mean, what you mentioned, obviously, we were talking about Sinners and Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. I don't even think the villain who was held up as like, oh, this is one of Marvel's best.
Killmonger. I know. He was alright.
He was fine. Like again, Marvel has a villain problem.
I get his background, his motives, and all that kind of stuff of being he should have had the wealth and the power and this and that, and he was just treated like a slave and all that kind of stuff. And I get that, and I get the whole Black history and all that kind of stuff too. I say I get it. Obviously, I don't get the full extent to it.
It's like we get it, but we haven't lived it. It's the way Highlander speaks to us in a way that no other movie can.
Yeah, exactly. Because like Highlander, another one. Well, they're remaking that with Henry Cavill, which do you know what? I think the problem is Henry Cavill just needs something to sink his teeth into.
Henry Cavill's again. I think we spoke about this. Is fine when you've got the fella for Outlander. You know what I mean? Get that's Connor McLeod. Get him in there. You know what I mean?
I've never watched it.
It's just
it's just Game of Thrones, but it's Scottish.
No, not at all. No, it's a there's a word I was talking about it to my wife. We're watching Lauren. We're watching a thing called Manhunt, and it's about like Abraham Lincoln, and it's like it's almost like it's like historical fiction. Like I don't mean that. Like that's it's almost like it's set in that world. So there's events going on. So basically, it's like a pseudo historical.
Right. So basically, what you're trying to say is there's no fucking dragons and mythical shit.
No. The most fantastical thing is there's time travel in it. That's the main thing. That's it.
See, I thought it was going to be like a proper like Rome or Deadwood or The Sopranos. But then it's like, oh yeah, there's no mythical creatures, but there's fucking time travel.
It's what do you call it? It's fairy rings. So that's how a woman goes back in time, and the first season actually, like, it's like we talk about like Game of Thrones and kind of graphic stuff. Some graphic stuff happens in season 1, and it's like it kind of I was like, that actually kind of makes me feel really uncomfortable, which I suppose is the reason for it. But yeah, Outlander season 1 is it's pretty good, and it's kind of spun off into its own. There's like, I think there's like 8 seasons, and Culloden and stuff happens, and then there's like spin-offs there. So Outlander, no something I've watched in years, but it's well worth a watch. I'm
not medievally. Like, the most I can go medieval wise, whether it is fictional or true, is honestly like Game of Thrones and the Lord of the Rings movies. And even then, I think it was one of my hot takes as well, though. Like, it wasn't one of my hot takes, it was a discussion we done with me and Matty. Is I love the Lord of the Rings. I can appreciate the absolute shit out of the cinematography and the passion, the blood, sweat, and tears that make those films. But they're not my thing. I'm more Marvel, DC, James Bond, blah, blah, blah. Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter are not my thing, but I can appreciate them for what they are. I think they're fantastic pieces of work. I really, really do. But they're just not like, my friend Abigail can watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, like the proper director's 4-hour cuts, like one a week.
Which is the right way to do it, like, in respect for doing that. That's the only way to do it, is watch extended cuts. But no, listen, I
appreciate them. I can appreciate. I mean, they're absolute pieces of art, but they're just not. They're not James
We
Bond.
we'd kind of spoke about that kind of before you came on. Obviously, the being able to appreciate something even though you don't like it and maybe don't agree with it and that.
100%.
So no, definitely. And
we were,
again, it's good because it kind of sometimes if like obviously with the Sinners, me saying like, look, just temper your expectations a little bit. It makes a difference because maybe if you'd went in with too high expectations, you maybe wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. So again, I done the same. Fantastic Four. It was like I went in and I was like, look, let's just have a movie, and it is absolutely fine. That's and it again. I know I said damning with faint praise. It's like the most 6 out of 10 movie I've ever saw, and it's absolutely fine and it's good.
The space race is quite cool. The chasing the race through when they're trying to get away from
the black hole.
The silver. That was phenomenal. That was 5 minutes of just gut wrenching. Like it's when
it was
it was when what do you call it? It's when Sue saw when Sue was just like, I said, Johnny, she wants to kill your nephew, kill her, and he's like, oh, because he loves her. He's like, I fancy her though. She's shiny and gorgeous, and I'll be the same. And he just woof. That whole sequence was so good. It
was very well done. It gave me like massive bangs, like a Star Trek sequence, and I was all for that. You know what I mean? I would give Matt Shackman a blank check and let him do a wee Star Wars movie. I think that'd be quite good. But yeah. Obviously, you'd mentioned Superman. I was really high on it. I'm really enjoying Peacemaker. I mentioned it last week. That I think there's a couple of shows out right now. I think the paper is really good. I'm in the middle of maybe 3 or 4 episodes left of that.
I don't like him.
I quite enjoy it.
I gave the paper a go, and I watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, nah.
It's one of the ones. It's like I think if you watch the Office, it takes. The first season, and that's only 6 episodes. It does take a lot. By I think maybe is it 8 episodes? So I must be in episode 6 or 7. It's the characters have kind of bedded in. Like I know who they are now, and it's getting there. So I would say maybe a couple more episodes. It's 20 minutes. Persevere with it.
Oh, they're so short. They're so short. I know that. Like
one thing that does irk me about it. This really grinds my gears. So obviously it's supposed to be a documentary crew from The Office are now at this paper because it's the same company, because it starts off, it goes back to The Office.
Bob Vance.
Whatever. Yeah, Bob Vance, Advanced Refrigeration.
So I was hoping Phyllis did, but they obviously never, I don't know, never got. As I'm saying, did Bob Vance and Phyllis break up? I can't remember.
No, he spoke about
Phyllis. That's right. She was out getting a hair or something anyway. Aye,
but no, like the kind of the thing with that is obviously they come in and they make a big deal about like somebody swears, somebody says that drops an F-bomb.
I know
right?
They say,
and then
I know that was interesting.
Aye, but then like and they say shit and stuff later on in it. But then there's an episode where they're like, "Oh, this Oscar's like, I don't want this to be usable," and he's just swearing, and they bleep it out. I'm like, well, what was that? That kind of took me out. I'm like, look, that's a bit annoying.
Yeah,
that
was the end of episode 2. I think it was, or episode 1.
Aye, there was no need for that. So. Apart from that, quite enjoying it. Obviously, Peacemaker's really good and Alien Earth. But I think with the likes of Superman, obviously, in between you being on, and even I think last week it was maybe mentioned, but I think by the time I'd recorded it, I didn't put it in. But Superman 2, The Man of Tomorrow, or whatever they're going to call it, it's been dated as the 9th of July 2027, so less than 2 years.
Cannot wait,
which is kind of unheard of in modern.
But that's what James Gunn said on the Howard Stern show, literally today or yesterday or a few days ago anyway, or when this comes out, even a couple of weeks ago or whatnot. And he said that the reason why it's so fast is because we know exactly where we're going to go. The script is done, so I like that. I have, after seeing Superman, I have 110% faith in James Gunn, but the fact that it is literally not even 2 years away, I'm like, you're going to quickly. He's going to quickly. I think they're filming in April, and it's like
filming in April for July. So filming it will probably take say three to 4 months, and then you've got all that post production time, which is good because then you've not got that crunch culture. I'm
hoping that because it's very rare to see a film coming out either a year later or 2 years, like just straight off the bat, like bang, we've got a script, we're ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. So it's very rare. So I'm feeling kind of cautious, but then I'm like, it's James Gunn. I've got faith in him. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just roll. Let's just roll the dice and go and see
Yeah.
what happens. But then next year we've got Supergirl. So I'm like, oh, I cannot. I'm so happy. Finally, we have is it coherent? Basically, yeah, we have a coherent or coherence. I don't know. Basically,
no, you're right. You're right.
I'm right, and you're right. I'm trying to be very like sound smart here. But for the first time in a long time, we have literally a Superman, Supergirl, Superman 2, but everything's just rolling.
What
nicely.
you're forgetting one for next year that's filming right now.
Oh, Clayface.
I
Clayface.
think that'll be quite good, man. Mike Flanagan wrote it. I mean,
I know that is. It's going to be
cool.
a horror film. It's going to be a really proper horror film. Like, as James Gunn said that, like, he's like, oh no, it's horror. It's still set in the DC universe. It's still, you know, comic booky, but it's still a horror film and it'll be, the thing is though with Mike Flanagan is, and it depends how horror they go. They could easily make it a proper David Cronenberg kind of body horror. They could really go proper body horror because Clayface, for people who are unfamiliar with the character. The Clayface I remember from my childhood was from the animated Batman series, and even then for an animated kids show, that shit was dark. That was proper like, oh, and in live action form, I'm like, oh, they could go proper body horror and make it really, really graphic in a way that you could be like, look, like, Jesus, that is savage. But I'm excited. I'm like, it's gonna be good. Never did I think I'd see a Clayface movie on a standalone film. Maybe Clayface and Batman, blah blah blah. But Clayface alone, I'm like, this could be interesting. This could be interesting. We had the Joker, so you know, why not?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Joker kind of shown that you can do the kind of standalone really well, and I think
apart from Joker, well, I've not seen Joker 2, so I can't really comment. But I've heard
I've heard bad things. I've not saw it yet. I know
horrible things.
I think off the kind of back of kind of the Joker, and then with this coming out, as long as they kind of keep it low budget and in a good way, as in keep the budget down, but it doesn't look low budget. And I think make the effects practical. Like if you're going to do something, do it right.
I mean?
And I think if it's in camera, it makes a big difference.
Oh yeah.
So as long as the kind of makeup and practical effects, you could have another winner.
They could do that easily because I mean, you have great practical zombie effects, and when you see when it was like moments in the comic books or moments in the animated series, there was a sort of kind of zombified kind of like look to him, so you could do that practically easily. I don't know if they're going to go down the road of the big massive clay creature. I don't know. I mean, I would assume they'd meet it maybe near the end. He becomes full, like he is now, the full Clayface. But
because I mean,
building up, it could be very practical to an extent, and even have a few bit of CGI of like maybe bits kind of falling, all that kind of stuff. But the build up to the big, I'm assuming it will be a big kind of motion capture thing.
I think there'll be something like that. I think,
which I'm fine with. I'm fine with. It is what it is. Because like speaking about motion capture, the thing for Fantastic Four was so goddamn good. Like I was not expecting it to be that good. Like he looks, I mean, yeah, you know he's CGI at times, but there was moments where like the close-up shots, you're like, he looks really real. And the fact that they got, I remember the actor called Eben Moss Backrack. It's his eyes. So when you see it close up, you're like, you've seen him. You're just like, oh, that does look pretty realistic to an extent.
Yeah. No, so eyes are the gateway to the soul, my man.
Yeah. So motion capture, special effects have came a long way to a way that you can either go so slapstick and so stupid, so it's just so CGI, or you can, like you said about the eyes, you can go really, really. If you're going to focus on something like motion capture, make it as realistic as you can, and it
gives you something to relate to. So I imagine if you're going to do Clayface, because I see a lot of people, especially folk that have read comic books, the characters should have like either black or white eyes, but I find that it takes away a lot for the performances, and I think we briefly spoke about it last time with the likes of Deadpool and Wolverine. Where Wolverine puts on the cowl and it has like the white eyes. It looks terrible. I'll be honest, it looks terrible. And they always talk about like Batman having white eyes. Robert Pattinson's performance. No, Robert Pattinson's performance would be like muted if that was the case. And they've done it once, and it made sense for the movie in The Dark Knight. At the end. When he's using the screens, and you see him using it. It works in that because there's a reason, but I wouldn't just have white eyes for the sake of it.
Obviously, that's the that face. So I don't think I've ever seen. Has Wade ever had like just his eyes out? I don't know. I can't remember actually. No, he's always had the big white. Yeah, he's always had the big white things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So it works
I
for
think
that.
so.
But I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. No, like if you because Batman, the animated series of Batman, obviously again, like refer back to that, had the white eyes and all that kind of stuff. But on the big screen, Batman's always had his eyes, and it just adds more character because you know that is the actor in the suit and this and that. The next thing, and with Clayface, I don't know. I wouldn't be that fussed if they did go down the route of the white eyes and the black eyes. I don't know. I mean, I guess, like you said about the eyes and the body and the soul, you probably would want to see the actor's eyes. Then you see the proper, like maybe the horror. That's him inside that. What? Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, that works. But yeah, no, like it's a good time to be a DC. DC fan,
we're
obviously
doing well so far.
No, we are eating good in the house
100%.
of Detective Comics, and off the back of kind of sequel chat, you're a massive Jurassic World fan.
My cup here.
The sequel is in the works for that. What's your thoughts? Are you happy with that? Would you change director? Would you keep Gareth Edwards? Like, what's the chat?
I don't know. Like, I've not really spoken about this out loud yet. I still need to do a video on it actually. I think
get a wee preview.
Yeah, I think the last time we spoke, I think we did speak about Jurassic World Rebirth, and it was doing really well at the box office. It has now dominated to a point where it surpassed even like Superman and Fantastic Four. And if you told me at the start of the summer, oh yeah, Jurassic World's going to be Jurassic Park 7 / Jurassic World 5, Jurassic World 4, sorry, it's going to be the dominant male of the summer, and I've been like, shut the fuck up. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm probably being too generous, but I had an absolutely great time. Gareth Edwards, I would say I'm not I know this is I'm going to sound really, oh, how dare you say that? But I was never a massive fan of his Godzilla film.
You shut your mouth. You shut your filthy mouth right now.
I was never a massive fan of his Godzilla film. I don't know. I don't know. I've never been a massive Godzilla or King Kong fan. I know. It's because I'm more Jurassic Parks. I'm more like I like that side of things.
Mate, I like Jurassic Park, but have you heard Godzilla Raw? Have you heard it?
It's insane. I want to see. I've started to watch Godzilla
the
minus one or something like that.
No, the Japanese one.
I've started to see that. I've heard that's brilliant. I enjoyed them for what they are. They're just big kind of disaster movie. I enjoy them for what they are. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Peter Jackson King Kong. That's phenomenal. I enjoy the original black and white one.
It's a wee bit too overindulgent. It's a bit too long. There's no need for that.
It's very Lord of the Rings.
Definitely. He was just given kind of carte blanche after delivering.
I mean, it works.
The Lord of the Rings.
I mean, it works. Like if you deliver you're going to give him King Kong or anything he wants to do.
I will say the video game adaptation of that was always a cracker on the
that
Xbox
was great.
360.
That was great.
It was good playing as King Kong. It was an easy 1000G back in the day.
That was a great game. What was oh yeah, so Gareth Edwards. So like I said, like I enjoyed this Godzilla film. I did enjoy it. But I've got a soft spot for the 1998 one.
It was the first film I saw at the cinema.
The Roland Emmerich one. Yeah.
Roland Emmerich,
Roland Emmerich with Matthew Broderick. I've got a soft spot for that. I think it's a great film. I think it's funny.
I think if you go into it as a monster movie, I think it's just because Godzilla, as soon as you call it Godzilla, there's expectations.
Yeah, of course.
And I think there's a lot of meaning, not so much with the first couple, especially you mentioned the Gareth Edwards Godzilla. His Godzilla, the first one, is very like serious, and it's got a point to make. Now he's pink and punching, like King Kong in zero gravity. It's a lot of fun.
King of the Monsters was more because like you said about the whole fun thing. Gareth Edwards Godzilla was very, I don't want to say not grounded because it's grounded to an extent it's more realistic and more this and more that.
I think plausible would maybe be the right
when it came to like King of the Monsters, you're just swinging. You're just action after that. You're just going. You're basically doing the 1998 Godzilla, only updated and a bit more this, bit more that, and it just became this big kind of like disaster. Like that's more my Godzilla. I'm like, let's go that way. Let's just do like a rampage Godzilla. I like that. But no, but like Gareth Edwards as a director of Jurassic World, I think he did a fine job. I really, really do. I think he did an absolute fine job. He made a, like I said, I'm extremely generous to the new Jurassic World. He made a bog standard Jurassic World film, but it spoke to me. I was like, I like this film. It was probably the most Jurassic-ness I've felt in the cinema watching one of these since like the first Jurassic World, or even going back to like Lost World Jurassic Park or Jurassic Park 3. I mean, Jurassic Park 3 even, I don't love it, but it's still a fun film.
I think it's got that kind of 20-year nostalgia. Once something crosses into 20 years, everybody goes daft for it. And I went, Godzilla was the first film I saw at the cinema, and I remember going to see Jurassic Park 3 at the cinema, and it was one of the ways that my dad used to take me out of school to go and take me and my brother to the cinema. I remember going seeing Spider-Man. It was quality.
Tremendous.
But going and seeing it, and I remember at the time I was like, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Oh, pterodactyls, and there was always something like with these movies. It was like, oh, what's the dinosaur going to be this time? It was a Spinosaurus, and I see videos where it's like people talking about that, like, and it's like that 20-year nostalgia. Plays a big part in it. You know, it was the same way where
it's fun.
Well, it was the mid-2000s. You had like the 80s nostalgia was there, Vice City and stuff. And even though I was born in '92, I mean, I feel like it was in the kind of 80s with my music choices. And
I'm the exact same, mate. I wish.
I grew
up in the 80s. I really the era of Miami Vice, like, just fucking spectacular. But Gareth Edwards,
it's good.
If would I keep him for the next Jurassic World film? Yeah, why not? Like, I would.
Well, that's it.
Like, I would. He's not Steven Spielberg. He's not
Who
Colin.
is?
Yeah, exactly. He's not Steven Spielberg. He's not even Colin Trevorrow. Not with Dominion, but with the first Jurassic World film.
I liked the first one. I thought it was good.
Exactly. But do you know what? I think do you know what? See if he gets to stay and make a trilogy. Yeah, I'm happy with that. If he gets to make a cohesive trilogy, because we've not had that. I've not had that.
As long as it's coherent, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Coherent. I know I'm terrible with my words.
But yeah, no, I agree with you, and I think that it can only there's room to improve, which is good. And I think I was saying that like when we were saying about Superman, it's like it wasn't my favourite James Gunn kind of show, but at the same time, I really enjoyed it. It's a great launching pad, and I think they're only going to get better.
Yeah.
And the good thing with Gareth Edwards, he's renowned for keeping his budgets low. So you're going to make a profit. That's the main thing.
That's the thing. Like, because even with his Jurassic World film, it was 180 million, which was relatively cheap.
That's eye-watering. But at the same time, compared
cheap.
To as long as it's sub 200 million, you're laughing.
If he can keep them going and make a next one, I guess like his second film as a third film. To be fair though, I've said this every single time a new film comes out of Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. What can they do? Don't know. So what can they do in the next one? Not a clue. Because the one there ended and you're just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It felt like, because as I'm saying, like, again, I'm being very generous towards it. Like, it is a bog standard Jurassic Park film, but I still really loved it. I think after the reception of the last one, that's why I'm enjoying this a lot more. But it does feel like you're playing a Jurassic Park game, and it's a side mission. Get DNA from 3 different dinosaurs, 1 from land, 1 from air, and 1 from sea. Go. And you watch that little side mission for 2 hours, and they come back and they're just like, I've got the DNA. And it's like, good, let's leave the island. That's literally it. I mean, but the thing is, though, it sounds so shite, but at the same time, you're like, because there's not a lot of perils, not a lot of kind of like, oh my goodness, they're going to die. You're just like, they're not going to die. It's Scarlett Johansson. You know what I mean? There's like a moment in the boat where it's literally the start of the film, and this big dinosaur, I can't remember the name of it, but it's one of the big sea ones, and it comes up, and she looks like.
Is it the mosasaur?
I think it's that one. I know I struggle with the names because they're so basically all I'm Saurus or sore. It comes out the water, and she's hanging off the boat, and it's like, well, she's not going to get eaten. And it's like that kind of like, It's like, she's not going to get eaten. She's fucking Scarlett Johansson. It's only 20 minutes in the film. I mean,
I don't know. They might throw you a curveball next time, and it's actually somebody else that's in the lead role, and Scarlett Johansson's like, I want out.
Well, Scarlett signed on. So I'm like, cool. And she's a massive Jurassic Park fan. She was rumoured at one point, I'm sure it was like that before Jurassic World, right after Jurassic Park 3, there was a Jurassic Park 4 planned for like 2005 or 6, and it was like the rumours where it was like Josh Brolin, Keira Knightley, Scarlett Johansson, like all their names were thrown into the hat. Even up to like Jurassic World from 2015, like a couple of years before then, Josh Brolin, I think. I'm sure just recently though, there was concept art where it was literally Josh Brolin's likeness. And you're just like,
Yeah.
he'd have been good. I think he mentioned it actually in an interview. He's like, he was kind of like, yeah, we're gonna use you as we're gonna use your likeness just to kind of see how it goes. And he was like, all right, cool. He'd have been great. Like then, yeah, I mean, do you know what? Bring him. See if they want to bring him back for something now. Like he's this aged hunter. I'm like, fucking sign me up for that. Oh yes,
That'd be good. That'd be good.
cool. But yeah, I'm happy for the next one. If Karen Fedor stays, cool. If he doesn't stay, let some other new talent take over. Yep, that's fine. No problem at all. Cool. Happy with that.
Sounds good. Just kind of wrapping things up with speaking about that. Did like the summer as a whole? I found it to be fine. I thought it was it wasn't the best summer. It was certainly wasn't the worst.
No.
Were you quite satisfied with the output?
I was happy with what came out. Like because like I said, like my favorite films of the year so far have been Superman, Fantastic Four, Sinners, Bring Her Back, and 28 Years Later. So all pretty summer-ish movies. And I've enjoyed a lot of the other films this year. But I've just they stuck in my mind a lot more. But yeah, I'd say the summer films this year were, other than like your Superman and your Fantastic Four and your Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, sorry, or because this summer should have been like the summer of Superman, and I think it was. I think like definitely Warner Brothers absolutely slapped the arse out of the marketing and made this movie be like, we're going to drill this in your heads, and this is the biggest film you've ever seen in your life. And it wasn't, but I had an absolute whale of a time. And I would say it's not been the best summer for films. I don't really know. I can't really think that there was. Oh God, you could go back and say like, I remember like me and Matty did a video for our top films or our top 5 favorite films of 2006. And one of mine, so that's a spoiler because I've not released it yet. One of mine was Superman Returns, because the lead up to that summer was Superman Returns, like Superman is returning to the big screen. And yeah, it didn't do as well as what they thought. I had an absolute whale of a time. I loved it because I was 15, so I was at the peak of just like, yes, this is brilliant. I'd watched it. I'd rewatched all the Reeves films. I was so happy. Superman's back. I love Superman Returns. I really, really do. And I get there's situations in the movie where just like, I would have done that, but okay, that's fair enough. It is what it is. There's moments in this new one that would have been, I was like, I would have done that, but okay. Like you said, there's room for improvement. I hope James Gunn does realise that. But yeah, I would say this is not been the big summer comeback. But we've had 3 big films, Superman, Fantastic Four, and Jurassic Park, and all of them, one more than the other 2, and then 2 other than the other one were like the biggest box office triumphants of the summer.
It was basically all July. I mean,
yeah,
July was the month.
And you know what? I'm happy, and I know people complain and say, "Oh, it's just sequels and reboots." But you know what? They're entertaining us. They're making money, and don't get me wrong, I'm all for originality. I really am. This is an argument that me and my 2 mates, Steve and Dan, have all the time, because I'm very much like, I love my sequels. I love my reboots. I just more. But I don't not hate original film like Sinners, an original film. Bring Her Back, an original film. And to be fair though, like Warner Brothers has smashed the ball out of the park for the last 7 films, all making over 40 million in opening weekend. Like, yes, one after the other. Like Warner Brothers, who at one point was a dying studio for DC films,
was in life support for a wee while there.
And they have seriously smashed the ball in another galaxy with the last 7 films. Like, well done.
They're probably going to do it again with the next release.
Naked Gun. Did you watch Naked Gun?
No, I never saw it, mate.
That's right, because I bumped into you and you went to see The Roses, and I went to see Naked Gun. Again, a reboot, but you know what? It was fun as hell.
It was good. Aye, both were.
And The Roses as well. That's a reboot.
I enjoyed it.
Reimagining.
So I'm going to stop you right there, because we were mentioning Warner Brothers, and before we went live, I'm assuming you've no saw it because you would have said something. So This is like breaking news, so like, you know.
Oh,
So apparently, and
is Warner Bros. Shutting
I've
down? Oh no.
no. So what happened? Who merged 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Warner Bros. And is it Warner?
No. Forget. So Disney and Fox
Oh yeah,
became like
yeah,
one
yeah,
mega
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Obviously, Warner Brothers tried to do its thing with like AT&T and
And
stuff like
Discovery
that.
and stuff like that.
So I read and I've seen it in a couple of like kind of quite
Oh no, what is it?
reasonably Warner Brothers and potentially Paramount are going to
Oh,
merge. That's pretty cool,
that.
mate.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. That's been on the cards because I think Warner Brothers want to try and get away from the Discovery thing because they're just not. I don't know what the whole ins and outs are.
They've split, so they've split.
Have they
Basically
split then?
down the middle. So they've split it in a sense that all the kind of reality TV and the Discovery stuff is like one side, and then HBO, Warner, I think films, I think the games and that are involved in that as well, are all are separate. Even though it's like the kind of same kind of parent company, they have like split them so they are separate. But obviously, with the Skydance taking over at Paramount,
I was going to say that Skydance. Yeah, they've released their statement of like their priorities.
their kind of statement of intent. I'm looking to get Michael Bay back in Transformers, mate. Yes, boy.
Oh, it's Transformers.
Yes.
Like, you know what? Like, again, you know what? I can't even slate the Transformers films because
swallow that down and say you understand why I like it. Say it.
No, I get it. I do because I can't slate them because see, the thing is, at the end of the day, like I'm a sucker now, and especially now anyway, for the Fast and Furious films.
Right, fair enough.
Like, you know what? So seriously, for the fact that I stepped away from my franchise about 20 years ago, and then I watched Hobbs and Shaw, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Where's this? What have I missed? You know what I mean?
It's.
But you know what? See, now I'm like,
peaked with Tokyo Drift, mate. Peaked with Tokyo Drift. I'm telling you right now.
Tokyo Drift is terrible.
Get out. Give it a rest.
Tokyo Drift is terrible. Do you know what? Actually, rewatching it before Fast and Furious 10 or Fast X. See their titles, man. I've just ripped the arse at the titles. Like the best title they created was Too Fast, Too Furious. How fucking genius was that title? It was a terrible movie, but it was a genius title.
So what is it? There was The Fate of the Furious as well. Like
it was like, so right, if I remember them correctly, right? Because I've just watched them all before Fast 10, which was a couple of years ago. It was the Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, and then they rebooted it sort of, and they're just like Fast and Furious. They then done Fast 5. They then done Fast 6. They then done Furious 7. Then done the Fate of the Furious or the Furious 8. Or the Fast and because it's different titles in different places. They then done Fast 9. The Fast Saga. They then got Fast X. And we're now getting, I think, so technically it's Fast and Furious 11, but it's supposedly it's just going to be called Fast X Part 2. I'm just like, you can't do that. You can't call it Fast X Part 2. It's Fast and Furious 11. Fucking.
Oh no, I know. Like it's kind of three arms and legs.
I'm a sucker for them. Listen, so
I just enjoy Michael Bay story wise. Maybe isn't the best,
but he has fun. He has fun.
Mate,
he knows what he's doing.
His handling of special effects is second to none. So at least I know one thing: it's going to look cool and it's going to be cool. So
the first Transformers was the best one, and then I think I saw the first 3, and then I saw Bumblebee. I loved Bumblebee. Bumblebee was so good. It was set in the 80s.
John Cena was really good in that.
It was set in the 80s. It was just such a nostalgia. I mean, obviously I was born in the 90s, such as obviously as well as you. But for me, it was a nostalgia trip. Even though I wasn't born in the 80s, I just felt, I was just like, it was so good. But yeah, do you know what? See if Michael Bay wants to come back for a big 20th anniversary or whatever anniversary, 25th anniversary, big, like, let's just ignore every other fucking 12 Transformers films. Bring Shia LaBeouf back. Bring Megan Fox back. She's sorry for what
get the band back together.
Yeah, do you know what? I'll be there. I'll be there.
Shia LaBeouf was supposed to have died. Like his character, Sam Witwicky, was supposed to be dead by the time the other one comes out. So hopefully they retcon that because we can't have that. Shia LaBeouf.
But let's be honest, they've not retconned quite a few things in Transformers.
Oh God, no, it's crazy.
They brought in the wee G.I. Joe reference because they've been absolutely desperate to do a G.I. Joe crossover. Why not?
Who's Who's crying out for that? Come on.
Why not?
But
yeah,
so
Paramount. You were saying about So
I know just Paramount,
Skydance.
Warner Brothers, Skydance.
How does that work
Listen,
then? How does that work then? Is that a three-way split, or is it just?
No, so I imagine Warner Brothers will break away from Discovery, and it will be. I imagine you would keep the brand similar to the way you've kept like Fox Studios now, rather than 20th Century Fox.
Aye.
So you don't. I would keep it separate.
Parabros.
Parabros.
I like that though.
It's aye, no, that's it.
See as long as
Warner Mount.
See as long.
To be fair, they've got the most iconic. I would say the two most iconic badges.
Yeah.
I know Universal and Disney, but there's something about Paramount. And you know yourself,
it's
when
a
that piano
mountain.
starts playing, when Warner Brothers comes up,
and then obviously the Warner Brothers one. The Warner Brothers one's great because obviously they have the Warner Brothers backlot. Do they still do the backlot image?
They do it, I think. No, all the time. It depends on the movie. But
see, when you used to see the backlot of you had like the Looney Tunes, the background on the side of the board. I love that. It's nostalgic.
When the piano starts playing, you knew you were in for a banger, man.
Oh, aye. And then like the Paramount one, when you see the stars going through the water and going around the mountain, and so do you know what? I was in you were in New York, weren't you? You've been in New York. Did you see the Paramount building in Times Square?
I probably did, and I just
in Times Square. There's I don't know if it is still.
Oh no, it's a I didn't know I did because
I don't know if it's still.
Go in and see.
Is it still?
It's a Paramount Theatre.
Aye, and it was actually built in a way that's like the Paramount.
I never looked up that.
So you see it, you're just like you're looking at it, and you're just like, oh, I see it. That's pretty cool. But do you know what? See Studios Merchant is probably the best. Probably,
I think. It's all to do with money, man. So hopefully, like it doesn't affect too much because I'm enjoying what's happening now.
As long as if it doesn't, I hope it doesn't affect James Gunn. But then again, he's one half of the CEOs of the DC division. So I'm like, I can't see them getting told, right, you're done. They'll probably end up just like buying DC comics themselves and making their own fucking studio.
It wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, so that's kind of all the kind of movie news. TV wise, I know it was quiet last time. I'd mentioned obviously the paper earlier. Peacemaker, really enjoying Alien Earth. Those are to me going to carry us into the kind of
Alien Earth
festive time.
It's fantastic. I mean, like it's just fantastic. It's Noah Hawley. So it was the guy that was Noah Hawley. Is it Noah Hawley? It's Noah Hawley.
Yeah, he done Fargo.
Yeah, he done Fargo. So have you ever watched Fargo?
I watched the first season and then I realised it was an
anthology.
So
but
I was like,
it's an anthology, but there's wee moments in the next season.
They
have the wee moments.
It'll be like American Horror Story. It started as an anthology and then 10 years later the Murder House one came back. Yeah, I was like, to be fair, I jumped off that after I think Freak Show. I never even finished that, so but it just became a bit samey.
With Fargo, like if you have ever seen the original Fargo movie from 1996, which I watched and I was like, I don't get it, and then I watched it years later and I was just like, oh, I get it. It's a proper, really, really good dark comedy, fantastic film. There's a moment, and I don't want to tell you, but there's a moment in the film that gets picked up on in the TV show.
Oh, right, okay.
So it involves a briefcase, we'll say that. So there's a moment in the TV show that you're just like, oh shit, oh that's smart, and it's one of those kind of things. It's like Noah Hawley. There's a term he used that he said because he was supposed to be doing a Star Trek movie at one point, and it's going to be his own thing. But he's going to do like what he did with Fargo and have that little kind of like thing where you're just like, oh, so we're connected to this and blah, blah, blah. He's done a couple of things with the new Alien series with a few wee kind of nods to the actual franchise itself. Not as on the nose as the Fargo thing. But yeah, I'm enjoying Alien Earth. I really do. I love Timothy Olyphant. I think that man is just great. Everything he's in, justified. Like I said, before we started recording, I'm rewatching. I'm currently going through my rewatch of Deadwood. Love Deadwood. Like, just Deadwood is one of those quintessential kind of like the early days of HBO where they're just like, let's just be brutal. They had The Sopranos. They did Did they do The Wire? They did do The Wire.
Yeah. Wire was in.
They then delved into the Western side. Had Deadwood. When that finished, had Rome. Like I like Deadwood is fantastic. Like Al Swearinger, and the thing is, it's all based on real people. You've got Seth Bullock, Sheriff Seth Bullock, played by Timothy Olyphant, based on a real guy. You've then got Al Swearinger, who is like quite possibly one of the greatest TV villains of all time, but he's not a villain. He just speaks like a evil son of a bitch. Played by Ian McShane from Berserk. Lovejoy. Or what do you call him from John Wick? Winston.
Yeah.
And he's so nice and polite and just Jonathan. He's so nice and English in John Wick, and if you see him in Deadwood, you're just like, oh, okay, it's a very colourful language, but it's brilliant. So I find myself not watching a lot of TV shows now. I kind of wait till I finish and I go back. The only thing I've watched like week by week was Dexter Resurrection. I love my Dexter. So happy it's back, and it's just I've never not loved Dexter. It's kind of like Game of Thrones, this final series. I know people say, "Oh, it's the worst thing ever," blah blah. It's not a great series, but it was fine. The same with the later Dexter shows. Like, they weren't great, but they were fine. You want to keep watching them. But then when they came back with the New Blood and all that kind of stuff, and then Resurrection, which is just absolutely phenomenal. You've got Peter Dinklage as the main villain of the show. Each series has a main villain. Leon Prater. You know what's funny though? I've literally just finished it. I can't remember the guy's name, but Peter Dinklage anyway from Game of Thrones. Who I said to you prior to this, I was like, it feels like he's literally auditioning to be a Bond villain because he walks about like he's dressed like Blofeld. He's got the wee suit on. I'm not slagging the fact that he has a man with dwarfism, but when you watch him at times, you think he's kind of like Mini-Me. He's got the wee kind of Mini-Me costume on, and I'm just like, not that I'm slagging people with dwarfism, but it has got that sort of wee kind of
I had Mini-Me in the past.
Yeah.
One thing I remember, obviously. It's going back to films, but like Days of Future Past, he was Boulevard Trask. He was really good in that.
Great in that, and he was great in that. Again, Game of Thrones as well.
Of course.
I think what he's done is, I think Peter as an actor, I'm saying as if I know him personally.
Pedro.
He's captivating as an actor. Like, you don't look at his height, you just look at him. He's a really good, solid actor. You take away, because like when there's scenes where he was running from Dexter and all that kind of stuff, you don't really look and think he's a guy with dwarfism. You just think he's a bad bastard. Get him now.
Aye.
So I think if he was like a Bond villain, you wouldn't be like, why are you doing that? That's a bit of a, basically making a laugh and stuff with the guy. No, I think he could actually handle himself. I think he'd be a fantastic Bond villain. I really do. I really do.
No,
it'll never happen, but I hope so.
Aye, no. It's. I mean, you never know. He could. There's a Bond video game coming out. Maybe he'll be in that. So
I know with young Dexter,
your man,
with
young Dexter,
young Dexter playing the likeness and the vocal.
It could be good. Maybe mocapping. But I find myself, and obviously last time we were speaking, going back and watching kind of older stuff. Obviously, I finished. I finished 6 feet under.
Michael C. Hall
cried like a baby at it. Yeah, no, amazing. I went back and watched the final couple of scenes, and just it breaks me every time. So
it's brutal.
I'm going to leave that a wee bit. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like I said, I haven't. I can't remember the ending at all. I watched it, like I said, post Dexter, so probably about 10 years ago. And there's moments where I remember vividly, like I said before we came on, about the car crash with the kids, because it was a very, as much as a black comedy, and there was a lot of kind of like funny moments to an extent, because it's funny enough. Actually, I spoke to someone not just recently who's actually a customer of mine, and she's retired now, and she was a funeral director. And I was talking to her about, fun enough, 6 feet under, and I said that's the only thing I've really ever seen, like kind of in depth on like all that kind of stuff. How true to it is it all? And she said it actually is pretty true. She said you do find yourself at times laughing at things because it's like kind of moments where just like you can have the most gut wrenching clients or patients or victims. You can have the most gut wrenching moments. And then you can have moments where like you'll be clearing the cadaver, and they make noises or they let off some gas. When they bred that into the show, there was moments where you're just like, you shouldn't be laughing, but you're like, it's quite funny. And to know that actually does happen in real life, it's quite funny.
Well, I mentioned in working in care and stuff, but anybody that works in like a kind of high, stress environment, laughter can be the best medicine. You have to have a quite morose sense of humour. And I can imagine it being the case as well. You would always be respectful, but sometimes in your head you just can't help but like crack like a laugh or smile just because you're like, I can't believe the situation I'm in. So no, it was incredible. I've tried. We've been trying to kind of find stuff. Like I say, I'm eating quite good now just because you've got the likes of Alien Earth, Peacemaker, and I'm just about to finish the paper. So because it's rolled out weekly, that's been quite good. Tried to get into Boardwalk Empire. I'm struggling a wee bit. It's no grabbing me.
Boardwalk Empire is a tough one. I was watching it when it first came out, week after week on Sky Atlantic or whatever it was at the time. I think it's now Sky Max, isn't it? Is it still Sky Atlantic?
The Sky Max is like Sky One now or something. Okay. I think the Sky One was crazy. I know
Sky One was so good. That was nostalgia because obviously they when we first got Sky One was like it was a great channel.
And Brainiac.
Oh yeah, and even the Simpsons.
Science abuse.
The Simpsons. Or did you mention the Simpsons? Sky One was brilliant. Boardwalk Empire. I started watching that when it first came on TV, and I think it was just a few years after The Sopranos, and it was like. I think it's like one of the producers of The Sopranos or one of the creators or something. It was something to do with The Sopranos. So I personally, I know obviously it's more based on real people, like was it Nucky Thompson? Steve Buscemi plays Nucky Thompson.
Yeah.
But it's based more on real people, that kind of stuff. I thought going into it was just The Sopranos in the 1920s.
Yeah.
And it was far from that. I mean, it had moments of Soprano-esque moments, but it was far from the grittiness of The Sopranos. But it was still a good series. But I get what you're saying. No, I didn't finish it because I didn't love it. I didn't love it. It's just something. My dad loved it. He absolutely screams its praises. And my uncle and all that, he loves it. He's like, it's like the best thing since The Sopranos, since The Wire. It's up there with Breaking Bad. I'm just like, really? But I'm like, you know what? Each to their own.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think there's plenty of stuff out there now, and it's getting to that time of the year where there is nothing better than just like getting a good box set and just maybe having one or two episodes a night. And if you've got 60 or 70 episodes, you're eating well. So no, it's been good. Is there any recommendations before we kind of wrap things up? Is there anything that you like coming up, or whether it's film or TV that you're like, keep your eye out for that? Or if there's anything, you're saying Dexter, would it be worth going back and starting Dexter for scratch?
Well, my brother Matthew, my youngest brother, he was like, "Is Dexter any good? I've heard about it." He's 28. He's like, "I've heard about Dexter. I've heard it's been really good." He's like, "There's a lot of seasons." I was like, "Yeah, there is no run. There's like 8 seasons. They vary between 12 and 16 episodes a season. So you're like you said, you're eating well." But I don't know. Like I love going back and watching old show, like I said, Deadwood, because I say an old show, but it is like 22, 23 years old. I've got a nostalgia thing, but I love going back and watching old TV shows. And I'm not like the OC, but like nowadays, I don't know if I could sit through 12 seasons of like 27 episodes a season nowadays, and an hour long episode, hour long. I'm like, oh god. I like the nowadays where it's like they usually cap it after like 4 or 5 seasons. It's like 10, 12 episodes a season, even less, 8 episodes. I'm like, that's a perfect way now. Yeah. Now in my old age, I'm like, that's perfect. But then I'm
every kind of. Oh, sorry, no, I was just going to say every kind of this time of the year, I always find myself like re-upping with Paramount Plus.
Oh, and, yeah.
What I end up watching, Cheers. So it's like it gets.
I used to watch Cheers.
I'm at season 10 of that, and there's like 100, maybe 200 episodes. Yeah. It's like Friends. I I don't watch Friends or anything like that. But
What? You know, Friends? Friends good.
oh no, diabolical, man, diabolical.
Oh,
I've seen 3 episodes, the
man.
2 last ones, and the one with the UFC.
Ah,
That was it. Never.
Friends is good. You ever watched?
Nah, it's fine.
There
It's
was
fine.
the Joey spin-off. The Joey spin-off was fun. It was just called Joey. It was Joey. Joey moved to LA, and it was just, I don't know. It was shite, but it was.
Adriana for The Sopranos was in that. She was his sister.
His sister. I mean, like, where the fuck he was hiding her? It's like they just created a whole new character.
Has he not got a squad of sisters or something? Is that no? Is that no the joke?
Well, usually when it comes to these spin-offs, they just create these. They're like, oh yeah, Joey's got 12 dads. Why? I don't know. He's got a nephew with never heard of. No, going back to, like, if you want to, I would definitely recommend Dexter. It's never too late, and I think I get that. Yeah, everyone will probably know everything that's going on. That he dies here and he's brought back here, this, that, and the next thing. It's like The Sopranos. So when I first watched The Sopranos, I watched it just before the last series, so season 6 or season 6 part 2 was starting, and I just started watching The Sopranos. So I knew that Tony got shot and was near enough on life support. I knew he had his heart attack, or he had his all that kind of stuff. So I kind of knew some of the characters get killed and that kind of stuff. So I knew all that. But yeah, I would say go back and revisit Dexter. Go back and revisit Deadwood if you love your westerns, if you love your gritty HBO shows from back in the 2000s, where they're just like, it was that kind of stage where they're just testing the waters, and they're like, how many times can we say this word? How many boobs can we show? How much violence can we show? Round about the early days of The Sopranos. Like, I love all that. But yeah, like you said, though, Peacemaker season 2 is phenomenal. I would say it would help if you'd watched the first several DC films, especially Suicide Squad films.
I was just about to say, especially with season 2. Sorry,
yeah, there's a lot of
the Suicide Squad, and then season 1, and then I go into Superman is not necessary, but they make a couple of references to it. It's nothing major.
Well, they said, I think James Gunn said that Peacemaker season 2 will basically go direct into Man of Tomorrow or Superman 2.
Yeah, the next Superman. So, and he has came out and said that the last 3 episodes are like balls to the wall crazy. So nobody's, apart from the people that need to see them, like critics haven't saw them. So it's either going to be wild and you're like, wow, or it's like being overblown and you're going to be like, oh, is that it?
It's kind of like The Boys. I love The Boys, but when they spoke about the orgasm fest or the big Hero-gasm.
I know what you mean.
When they spoke about that episode, sorry, I'm just burping here. Sorry. And when they finally released it and we watched it, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's quite literally balls to the wall. I get it, but I'm like, I think they overhyped The Boys at times. They said, oh, it's going to be the most goriest season, the most rudest, the most crudest, blah blah. It's not that bad, but it is.
That does nothing for me, just because it becomes like shock value at that point, and even then, it's like, how many times can you get away?
Last time I actually, but
how many times can you get away with this superhero's got a weird fetish? He's a weird sexual kink.
I mean, it is funny though, because it is literally taking the piss out of the DC universe. It's funny. I mean, I get it, but yeah, I know you're saying over the whole shock factor. Though. It's like because like going back to Deadwood or Rome or The Wire or The Sopranos, they were the kind of early 2000s gritty, like, oh, it's close to the bone, it's shock value. Now, I think what's happened is the younger generation of now, there's not really a shock factor now. It's just everyday living to them. There's nothing to them.
It's just that's it. There's nothing really there. But no, it's crazy that way. But no, it's been so far. It's been a good year. Plenty of stuff still to come out, and I'm sure we'll get you on by I'm saying by the end of the year. But it's literally like, what's that, 16 weeks or something to Christmas or something ridiculous.
It's like 16 Fridays to Christmas or something like that. You're just like, what? That's insane. I love it. I love this time of the year. Get snuggled up and, watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
There you go.
Cannot wait.
We'll definitely get back on, because there's still some big hitters still to come out with the likes of a Tron.
Tron Ares.
The new that's it. Leonardo DiCaprio's new movie, and then obviously Avatar. I'll maybe go and see that. So, aye, there's still plenty
I've
to
not
come
watched
out.
the last Avatar. I'm not an Avatar. I
Neither are.
don't. I don't. It's just 8 foot Smurfs.
It's Pocahontas.
8 foot Smurfs. Yeah,
Box
yeah.
and aye, that's it. So
The first one
no,
was fun. I mean, it was
yeah,
definitely
listen,
state of the art though. It was like it was a hell of it, way ahead of
aye,
its
it
time.
still looks amazing.
But
So
I just I know I don't want to say it, but I do. I wish James Gunn would do James Gunn. I wish James Cameron would just make a new Terminator film and do it right. Because I feel as if like he's the only. Because I feel as if like he always signs up and produces this one and produces that one and gets and gives his blessing in the promotion. He's like, oh, Terminator Genesis. Oh, it's the best thing since T2. Oh my god! Like I was watching this and I was like, I recognize that shot. Blah blah blah. And then after it comes out, everyone's like, it's shit. And then after that, a few months later, James is like, yeah, I was just saying that for the money, right? Then Dark Fate.
this is the one actually.
Yeah,
Like,
then Dark Fate comes out, and he's like with Tim Miller from Deadpool, and he's like, "Yep, I've helped produce it, I've helped write it. It's the best thing since sliced bread. It's a Terminator 3. It's a definitive Terminator 3, right?" And then he fucking throws the guy under the bus after the film comes out. He's like, "It's no my Terminator, though, isn't it?" I remember Tim Miller being like, "I fucking hate James Cameron. He really threw him under the bus. He was singing my praises." And then after the film came out, he's like, "But what did you expect? It's not my Terminator, is it?" So I'm like, "You're a prick." I went and sucked some 8-foot Smurfs.
whoa,
We'll cut that out.
that's graphic. Yeah,
We'll cut that out.
clip that. No, but just so we'll obviously be back on at the end of the year just to kind of wrap things up. But no, is obviously you've got your hot takes still to come out. Is there anything in the pipeline?
I've got part 4 to come out, and then I've got the top 5 of 1993, and then top 5 of 2006, and then obviously chat with Jed and Co. I'm doing that in a few weeks' time, and then just basically.
And when is that? Sorry,
so
and is that on YouTube? You said.
Yeah, so on YouTube. It's on YouTube because it's not a podcast. It's a proper like little chat show. And it's brilliant. It really is good. My uncle's done really well, and I'm not just saying that because he's my uncle. Because we sing each other's praises, and I was like, "You're just saying it because I'm your nephew. I'm just saying this because you're uncle." But no, like he's done so well. He just came back there after a bit of time off like myself. We came back, and yeah, we're hoping to get together and do this, and hopefully get it out soon. And I've got 2 Comic Cons coming up, so I want to try and do a little bit of vlogging, a day in the life of me during a Comic Con, and like do things like that, and just catch up on all the movie news. It's difficult because I feel as if I've got all these plans I've got in my notes on my phone, and I don't do it. But I need to get back into it. I really want to start making short films. I had ideas for short films, and I never got past. I don't know why. Like I said, I'm a very lazy content creator as it is. So making a short film will take about 3 years. I don't know. I just want to keep making things. I feel as if I'm getting older, and time's slipping away from me.
That's it. It's creative outlets,
Yeah.
and we speak about that all the time. You know, like that's what we kind of want to be doing. So no, I get you, man. I'm getting you. My ears are getting sore there, man.
I know. I feel my ears.
No listening to you, man. It's these earphones.
That job was just babbling shit, and I'll cut that.
Not at all.
I
need to get the over the earphone defender kind of things. But yeah, no, like that all sounds good, man. As I say, I'll look out for your links for the talk show. And then we'll get that shared when it comes out.
Plans? What's your plans, Thomas?
To be fair, my main thing is trying to be consistent and put out the same amount of quality that I expect.
See, I'm nothing like that.
Right now,
I'm nothing like that.
I think I had to tell myself that because it's all about the routine, isn't it? It's like want to make, you want to be consistent. That's the main thing, and I would say that to anybody, even if it's like I've seen myself when I went away on holiday. It was like a 20-minute episode, but it was like one that I spent a bit of time on, and I wanted just to be, out there. We're grafting away in the background, emails kind of back and forth for guests. So we're getting all that done, and I just taking it to see as far as we can go. We've got hopefully some big stuff with the house moving stuff. It's going to be big, and it's going to allow kind of for a bit more ease of travel and stuff and getting places, which will be good as well. So, not that I'm particularly far from the likes of Glasgow or any kind of big centres and that, but it just makes a bit easier.
We're the exact same. Like obviously we're both in Beef right now, and you do feel as if like Glasgow is a chore to get to, but it's literally half an hour the road. It's like no time at all, but it just feels like such a chore.
Yeah. No, definitely. So no, wee things like that. But
Good man.
yeah, no,
Look
mate,
forward to it.
my plan is just to be consistent. Originally, it was like, oh, do 10 episodes, do 15. See now, I think we're smashing them, and it's just a case of, let's just keep going. Let's get to 100. Why not?
Just keep on trucking, mate.
See, that's what it's about, man. So no, really enjoying it, and all the support and the messages, and the emails, and it makes it worthwhile, because there's people that will, if the show isn't up at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, which is when it always goes up, I get messages going, everything all right? Like, what happened? Is it on in that? So or I've been to I went to somewhere that was in the Pie Hole report, and they were like, right, let's go there. So it's good fun, and it's a creative outlet now. If me talking to a screen or actually having a conversation with somebody, it's what it's all about, and I really enjoy it.
That's what I like though. Like I want to try and do more on it, because I've got obviously Matty Monster, who we do a wee little side thing on my channel, Two Effing Geeks. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing the hot takes with, etc.
Yeah.
Like I love doing this. I love talking to the camera myself and doing my own little things. I need to do more of them. I really, really do. I need to do a backlog of all the movie news, etc. Because like I said, I'm very lazy, but I'm going to try and get back into being consistent.
Consistent,
but I love
consistent and coherent.
Consistent and coherent. I know what the words are, but I have plans for like doing interviews with this person, that person. Hopefully, even getting you on my channel. We go on mass, and I just let you sit back and just relax. I feel as if talking to someone.
Give me a shout, man. That'd be good fun.
Yeah, I feel like talking to someone, there's more of a kind of rhythm. I like this.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, keep up the good work, man. I really enjoy it. And yeah, I'm going to shut up now, because I've got nothing else to say, which is a first. No,
I'll let you tan your red cola and peace.
Red cola.
It's
actually quite shit, isn't it though? Like, it's really just
no. Red cola is quality. It's cream soda with a bit of red through it and a bit of sour.
Do you know what's elite? No, elite other than Iron Brew. But even I think I'm slowly going off Iron Brew. I don't know why. Just kind of.
Is it elite or elite?
Elite. No, what is it? What I love as elite is it limeade. I love my limeade. I don't know why. I would
take a cherryade over a limeade.
Ooh, the wife loves cherryade. I do love. I probably would say cherryade's better than red cola. But
limeade's elite.
I love limeade. Like, I'll probably get told in 10 years' time I've got diabetes. It's probably came from limeade.
But no, they're elite choices of beverage.
Elite. I don't know the words. Elite, I like it.
I like that. No, take it. It's yours. But no, listen. The show wouldn't be half the fun without the kind of interactions we have. So if you want to get in contact, you can get in contact at thewhiskeysourhour.com on Facebook and Instagram. You can also follow us on YouTube, and give us a wee follow on Spotify, a wee review perhaps. We're always getting dropped at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Never fail. That's when we're there. So. And if you want to get in contact, the wee email, I better plug that as well, because we're actually getting some in, which is quite good. Yeah, I know, it's good. So contact at thewhiskeysourhour.com is where you should go for that. So if you want to get in touch, DMs, emails, it's the best way to do it.
Just plug.
That's been us. That's it. Plug away.
We need you, me, and Callum on.
Aye, Petrie. Yes. Aye, that'd be a round table.
Jesus. That could be a good one. Callum Petrie just last fuck right off. I'm not sitting with him.
I worked in a call with him. I don't need that.
We did? Did he tell you that?
I know. He said that. He said that he knew you, and he was like,
did you record that? Did I miss that?
No. This was like in the green room before we went live. You know,
look at you in the green room.
It's actually lilac, this room that we're in the new. So maybe eventually we'll get that. But no, man. So listen, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you again, mate.
Taking the time out to do this, and as I say, we'll get something done later on in the year. We'll close it the year, do a wee year in review, maybe do lists and stuff. It's always fun. A wee top 5, top 10.
I can't even think what's coming out other than Sean Aries. I can't even think what's coming out.
Oh, well, there you go. That's your homework for next time.
Say that. Aye, mate. Anyway.
No, I appreciate it, mate.
Thanks again, mate.
No, it's good. I've been Thomas Waddle. This was that Effing Guy, Jordan
Hello,
McCabe.
thank you so much for having me again. Again for the second. I mean, I didn't think I'd get a second time, but we've already got a third
mate.
time planned. I love it.
That's what it's about. This has been the Whiskey Sour Hour. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.